My name is Marina Lombardi. I'm a queer woman and use she, they pronouns. I will start by giving an image description for accessibility. I'm Caucasian with short dark brown hair shaved on the sides, brown eyes, and summer freckles on my face. I'm wearing a black and white vertically striped shirt and black velvet blazer with an Ehlers-Danlos Society lapel pin. I'm sitting in a room with white walls, a picture, and the sun shining in. In 2016, I was diagnosed with hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome after 17 years living with unexplained symptoms and what felt like a lifetime of being invisible. My diagnostic journey is as unique as each of our stripes, but I cannot say it will be unfamiliar to many of you. I grew up in rural New York, close enough to the city to access specialized health professionals with the support of my family, but far enough away that locally I had very few resources to help manage my health on a daily basis. I remember the first time a doctor told me I had loose ligaments. I was 7. I didn't realize at the time, but that was the beginning of the rest of my life. I spent much of my childhood, adolescence, and young adulthood in and out of doctor's offices, having surgeries, and complications from those surgeries, which led to more surgeries. Most of my school peers from middle and high school know me as the person always on crutches. When I was finally diagnosed with lupus in 2011, I thought my diagnostic odyssey was over. However, while I responded to treatment relieving me of certain symptoms, other symptoms continued to worsen. There's a little voice that many of us have in our heads. It tells us to keep pushing forward, to seek something more, to fight for answers. That voice kept nagging at me, insisting that my body had not received the validation it so deserved. But how does one navigate a system that simply is not designed to acknowledge your complex body? A system where seemingly so few people have the time, capacity, and knowledge to look beyond the standard checkboxes. My rheumatologist, with much disappointment, was beginning to feel defeated, and the many other professionals I sought help from were either at a loss or beginning to blame me for the complexity of my health. I had a body that no one understood, and more importantly, one that no one seemed to want to understand, and that was a very lonely existence. Shortly after moving to Philadelphia, I met someone else with a chronic illness at a friend's barbecue. They have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. After extensive conversation, they encouraged me to seek out a geneticist based on my symptoms. The more I educated myself, the more I knew this was me. And still, it took 2 more years and an incredible amount of self-advocation to receive my EDS diagnosis, not including the comorbidities that took even longer. I was told by that very geneticist, having a diagnosis hardly matters. There isn't a cure, so there's just not much we can do. I lost years trying to put a name to my experiences. Years of pain, suffering, wondering, hopelessness, invalidation, physical and emotional trauma, and even surgeries that probably shouldn't have happened. For me, a diagnosis, even one I didn't like, was freedom. It was power. It was opportunity. My life is very different from what I planned. I am a professional musician by trade, but I cannot sing to the extent I used to due to jaw and neck instability. I was a firefighter and an EMT and studying to become a physician, but I stepped aside because I no longer felt it was safe work for my body. Living with EDS and HSD is different for everyone. There is no right way to do it as long as you are honoring and listening to your body. I have and continue to find so much meaning in my life. When I was younger, struggling rather silently and internally with my identity and my health, I often felt alone in my journey and eventually as though my health may limit my life's accomplishments. As I became connected to diverse communities of disabled folks, I began to see who I really am. The strong, empowered, capable, adaptable, creative people we all are. I have and continue every day to make a life for myself that I am proud of. It's a windy road, and there are often potholes, but each day I find something new to appreciate, something to fight for, and those with whom to fight. We all move through this journey with EDS and HSD in our own way. I am so proud to be part of this community, to learn from you, to grow with you, to see change, and to help be part of that change. Together, we dazzle zebras.